people, having learned to subtly feel emotional energy, all their scientific knowledge and technological development was built on its basis. Emotional energy dissolved in nature, as if nourished these technologies, and thanks to this they existed inseparably from the natural environment. These abilities are fabulous. They developed the whole world for tens, hundreds and even thousands of years, because emotional energy then provided an opportunity to live for almost unlimited time. As a result, everyone found his own unique manifestation of this energy and, combining it with the physical plane, combined matter with emotion. In fact, the combined energy already appeared on the planet, and the Earth was very close to creating an impulse that could transform the entire universe and combine material and emotional reality. But for this it was necessary to connect to live different facets of the combined energy into a single whole, because while they existed separately, in the person of representatives of different races. For this, fabulous residents began to exchange experiences and learn from each other. They needed to create a common energy space in which they could realize the full potential accumulated by each of the races individually. This was possible by creating a common system, a society capable of supporting the communication of all the inhabitants of the Earth and uniting their efforts into one whole. Unfortunately, then the social system of land was created with distortions due to a lack of understanding between races at that time. This was also due to a lack of ability to manage such a system, and as a result, social processes on Earth went out of control. A military conflict arose between races, which became a real shock for the inhabitants of the Earth, and as a result, the emotional vibrations on Earth were greatly distorted. At that time, the Earth energy field itself, overflowing with emotional energy, began to distort emotional energy on the Earth's surface on a cellular vibration due to the conflict. The rest went to her in discord and began to look for a separate space. As a result, the Earth field began to be stratified into components. Most of the emotional energy left the surface deep into the planet. It is still there and supports the deep worlds of the Earth. Also, a significant part of the emotional energy was forced out of the planet and formed a separate clot of energy, containing also dark matter. This clot for some time revolved around the Earth and became that invisible planet Nibiru on which we now exist. Before the separation of the Earth emotional energy into components, each of its inhabitants directly existed both in material reality and in emotional, because these energies themselves were a single whole. After that, the energy conditions on the surface became completely different. It became more of material energy, and the surface itself became the material world that gave rise to the physical reality in which you exist now. Only those inhabitants of the Earth who were most fit with Earth could remain inadjusted to the physical world, people and orcs, who then mixed up and formed the basis of human civilization proper. They were also joined by some representatives of other races who wanted to help people in their future life on the surface. Existing in the material world, they already could not show their talents and abilities, but, united with people, they were able to transfer their genes to them and thereby support their development. These genes were manifested by talents in many people at all times of human history, helping them to embody that emotion-full energy that still remained on the surface of the Earth. These genes are still the basis of the extraordinary abilities and amazing qualities of many people. Other representatives of the fairy world were forced to go to the level of emotional energies. Many of them went to the depths. The Earth created a separate layer of the information field called the fairy tale. They are supported by the emotional energy that was stored in the outer core and mantle of the Earth. Thus, they were able to preserve the opportunities that they possessed in the fairy tale time left. Unfortunately, emotional energy in the depths of the Earth was not enough for the active development of all the fabulous inhabitants. Therefore, most of the fabulous worlds that exist due to the energy of the mantle are now in a half-asleep state and support only that level, which they possessed at the end of the fairy tale era. But those worlds that feed on the emotional energy of the outer core continued their active development. They begin to be called the lower worlds of the Earth, existing on high vibrations. These worlds were cut off there from communication with the surface, and therefore information from them was transmitted to humanity only indirectly, through its inhabitants, those who decided to reincarnate in human civilization. Other fabulous creatures were able to move into the field of the new planet Nibiru, consisting of emotional energy and dark matter. On it there are descendants of all terrestrial races who were able to continue the study of emotional energy. We begin to explore the possibilities of combining all the qualities of emotional energy, and we managed to show the properties of the united energy. It became the basis of our entire new civilization. Of course, These possibilities appeared only on the level of subtle matter, and therefore the energy that we possess is not enough to create the momentum that could begin the transformation of the entire universe. The planet Nibiru was for some time a satellite of the Earth, and during this time many people could communicate with us. Despite the fact that people could not see us, we communicated with each other at the level of emotions, transmitting to each other our condition. We felt special mental proximity, because they were the most native creatures in the galaxy, parts of one past civilization. We transmitted the vibrations of our love and support to humanity and also felt the warmth of your feelings for us. Through such a delicate communication, we were able to pass on to many people the new knowledge that we had discovered through our studies. They seemed to be absorbed through the emotional waves that they sent. And many people who possessed psychic abilities then could hear us and transmit our messages to others. Therefore, the legends of many ancient peoples preserved the memory of a mysterious planet located in the sky very close to the Earth. Unfortunately, more than 100,000 years ago, our planet changed its path. At one point, when Nibiru passed very close to the Sun, it attracted to it, and its trajectory was distorted. Since then, it rotates in an elongated orbit around the Sun, and only once in a few thousand years it draws closer to the Earth. In a short period of time of our rapprochement, we can communicate with you at the level of vibration and transmit what it is busy valuable to your development. At such moments usually terrestrial civilization experienced a rise in its development. The waves, which we passed on to the Earth, activated abilities in your genes, which have been preserved from the fabulous time. This is due, for example, to the flourishing of many ancient civilizations, such as the Sumerians and ancient Egypt. When we met, our planets approached by their vibrations and momentarily intertwined their energies, and the inhabitants of our planets exchanged news of what had happened during the time they're parting. The energy fields of the Earth and Nibiru were attracted to each other due to the proximity of their frequencies. A temporary resonance was created between them. But this attractive force was not enough to reconnect. The trajectory of Nibiru is sometimes on. For some time it even deviated again from its rotation around the Sun, but this resonance with the Earth, this attraction was not enough for it to be able to become a satellite of the Earth again. Probably, some have heard predictions that Nibiru is approaching the Earth again. Yes, indeed, in about 10 years we will again find ourselves in the shortest distance from Earth. After more than 2,000 years of our separation, this time we will go much closer to Earth than before, and therefore now the chances for our unification are greater than ever. This will not be a collision, because we exist at the level of subtle matter. But gravitational attraction may be enough to so that Nibiru once again begin to revolve around the Earth. And then we can once again support each other and share knowledge at a more conscious level, because now many people are again able to feel the subtle energies and communicate through them. If we can again become a satellite, see if this is the case, it will open up the possibility of the subsequent unification of our civilizations, when the energy changes on Earth create the conditions for this, thanks to which we will have the opportunity to manifest in Earth in full the united energy that the Earth was ready for more than 1,000,000 years ago. And then the solar system can finally create the momentum that was once planned for a very long time for the entire universe. How likely is our union? Now it is less than 50%. It all depends on the frequencies with which the fields of our planets will be filled. If the vibrations of our planets are close, an attractive force will again arise, but will it be enough to shift our trajectory? On the one hand, this is influenced by many energy parameters of our planets, which we cannot change. On the other hand, vibrations on the surface of our planets are directly related to the activities of our civilizations, and first of all, from those frequencies in which our consciousness is with you. A lot depends on the emotional state we are all in. During the time that we have left before rapprochement, we, of course, will not be able to radically change the features of our civilizations and completely reconcile fields of our planets. But on the other hand, due to our delicate communication, which we can resume right now, we can tune into each other emotionally and conduct the energetic preparation of our planets that is needed for our rapprochement. Then, at the right time, we can enter the right place emotional state that creates synchronism in the fields of our planets. In this way we can significantly enhance the attractive energy that will arise between Nibiru and the Earth. Our planets will come together for another 10 years, and over the next few months we will feel the energetic proximity of our planets. And at this time they will pass at the shortest distance from each other. It is at this time interval that we can help our association. Next, We will talk about the possibilities that our civilization now has, and we will also pay attention to what may allow our planets to unite again with the joyful anticipation of a new meeting with you, representatives of Nibiru.